Das was being Duxbox. I wish I know why it did that. We've got artist, we've got composer, we've got a creative director. I kind of like what they do with the letters sliding across each other for this opening screen. And the dithering. Could have done a better job on the trees, but the grass looks nice. Yeah, and they even have it on the side of the hill there to make it look more three-dimensional. Yeah, overall, they did a pretty good job with the art considering only 16 colors. You see his shading gradually get darker as he goes through the door. Yeah, good animation. Come to think of it, have you got the opening scroll before? This is very Star Wars. After delivering a crippling blow to the plans of Mortimer McMire and receiving the praise of the Vorticon race, Commander Keen returned to his home in the suburbs. Here, he was forced to go to bed at an early hour and to eat mashed potatoes. Months later, Billy tinkered around with his latest invention, the Photachion transceiver, or faster-than-light radio. After picking up a lot of bad alien sitcoms, he stumbled across a strange message of terrible importance. Of course, you have to do a lot of dithering to get dark colors with the standard EGA palette. I think they did have the option to change the color mapping, but maybe not, considering I can't remember ever seeing it done. Okay, so last time, we played the Pyramid of the Forbidden, and although I saved a little more often than I would have liked, we actually beat it on hard difficulty without using any cheats, so I'll take it. This time, we are taking the wetsuit we found in Miragia and going into the lake. I'm going to save this level for last with the well. That's the one where you're actually underwater and swimming and essentially defenseless. Best known for having dopefish. Let's start with mucking along the Isle of Tar. Simple enough start. Nice little bonus height here with plenty of ammo, which is a little concerning. Shoot the slugs. Yeah, so far seems simple enough. Other than there being a lot of tar. Is there anything up above? See any shimmers? Didn't mean to go inside. That's what happens when you hold down the up button. Or, not button, but up on the keypad, control pad. Directional pad, whatever they're calling that thing these days. Yeah, I'm not seeing any shimmers. Okay, so there's land down here. Can pogo up to this to get a bunch of life water. Okay, we've got a message over there. I think that says watch out, because I've seen that enough times. Let's explore down here. It feels like it wants you to. Okay, we have standard galactic alphabet a little bit, but that also says watch out. Yeah, the wall there looks awfully slimy, so that feels like a tar pit. But there must be some reason to open it, right? Right, so the trick with these is you wait for them to be about to strike, and then you... A little too late there. But yeah, you can stun them as they come out to shoot you, but you have to shoot a little preemptively. Slug falls in the tar. Yeah, you can shoot them from a bit off screen. So probably something like 25 or so drops there. Right, let's follow the slug, see where it goes, or wait for it to come up here. There's another slug. That was ill-advised. Yeah, I've mentioned this before, but I'm playing on a control pad without using the 2-button firing because I find it really difficult to use the pogo effectively like that. But the downside to that is I need to hit spacebar on the keyboard to shoot. And that makes it difficult to do things like shooting down while actually controlling my position. Yeah, wait up here for them. That's just easier. Can I poke up to there, or is it too high? I think that's too high. I can get here. What's here? More tar? It is the Isle of Tar, after all. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how sensitive it is to you touching the tar from kind of the side. As far as I'm concerned, the proper way to handle things like this is to have the hazards slightly lower so that as long as you're standing on solid ground at all, you're safe. But depending on the specifics of the game engine, and I'm not sure exactly how Keen 4 game engine works with this, it may be a little more sensitive than that, where as soon as your foot goes out onto the death trap, you're dead. Okay, let's just save here to avoid having to redo all that. Tar. And check here first, because I was going to go here earlier anyway. There's the thing. Well, that didn't look like it had even come out of the ground yet. There's candy down there, but there's also the thing that makes it look like there's going to be tar everywhere. I think you're supposed to turn that on before going up here. There has to be a switch somewhere to activate it. But you don't actually have to if you can do the impossible pogo trick. Yeah, you can jump down through semi-solid platforms like that. Once again, I have no idea where I am. I think I heard... Yeah, there's a ceiling there I bumped my head on, but it doesn't look like I can get anywhere from here at the moment. And I can't just save after picking up the key, because if I load, the key will be gone. That apparently is fixed in later versions of the game, but I don't have later versions. Okay, this thing that says... No. H-I-G-H... Oh, high-low. We've seen those before. That probably turns on a lift somewhere. ceiling there is... Huh. Well, there's, yeah, this is where we were earlier. Comes back here. And that now goes up and down, but it doesn't go down where the candy is. No, it doesn't. Yeah, I need to find where to use this red gem. Yeah, there's a pole there. Yeah, this is where we saw up by the surface earlier. There's more tar down there. A blue gem. Lots of tar. There's where the yellow gem is. So I assume we need the red gem to get in there? Yes. It's gonna get to that from here. I think it's possible, if I time it right. But I also don't think this is what you're meant to do. Yeah, that'll extend the lift. Almost certainly. Yeah, that's where that one thing goes in the middle. Alright, since I don't currently have any gems, it's safe to save. Let's see where this goes. Okay. If you jump right away, you're safe-ish. Yeah, I want to see what's down there. We did see the yellow gate somewhere, right? Okay, so that's where you would fall if you fall down the... But there doesn't seem to be any way out of here, except where I just came in, so... I think that's just a little hazard-filled bonus area. I don't know how much faster that actually is. It doesn't seem to help much at all. Yeah, so if I turn that off and go in there, that just drops down to that bottom area. Yeah, this is where you use the yellow gem. I should really look before jumping down. This will turn off something. I think it's the bridge over there. Oh, there's another way out. Okay, that looks hazardous. Is it just me or the wall texture's not quite aligned there? Okay, so apparently this is where you get if you drop down where those candy bars were earlier. Yep. Okay, there is a secret passage there. Which gets you to ice cream. And this hazard. Okay, so this, I think, is the thing we just opened up. Yep, and we've got to watch out. Okay, this goes down to that tar area that we need to go across and get back to the pole on the right side. So it's not just a few extra points. It's you actually have to do this. And you need to either know what's here or have quick reflexes to get out of it. Okay. And we'll use the blue key over here. And, okay, if we could get across the tar there, it would go to some more ice cream. So that's bonus points. This, I think, just goes back down there. Okay. Alright, looks like you need to do a trick jump off of this. Like that. Yeah, it needs to be part way down, but if it's all the way down, then... Oh, we've got ceiling. Okay, so that was the bonus level. The one without a council member. Which means that Isle of Flame and the Well of Wishes will be the ones that do have council members. Yeah, blazing across the Isle of Fire. And we've got fires all over the ground, and of course those will kill you, because what doesn't? And these I think you can't stun. And they also throw fire at you. Because of course they do. Okay, I can't... Or if I can jump across that, it needs to be a better jump. It felt like the jump kind of got hung up on the slope. Yeah, do I have to pogo over this? Probably. Yeah, this is not one bit safe. Yeah, your shot just goes... Smacks against them has no effect. So I'm going to be doing a lot of saving on this level. No, not tar, fire. It defaults to the last one you loaded, which kind of makes sense, but sometimes it's annoying. Yeah, I need to slip past that without getting hit with fires. Easier said than done. There. Got the slug. And these are all fakes. At least they're getting caught on the ceiling. Yeah. I thought I remember this being an unfriendly level, and yeah, it is. It does not help in the slightest that you can't do anything about the fire guys. Except wait for them to be going the other way, I guess. And of course the other enemies are not affected by the fire. It looks like it kind of follows you. Shh. Does not make this any easier. Okay, let's put our save point here. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen so many of these in one place. Is there another way out? That looks like it might be a yes. Where am I? Over the floor, I think? Alright, but it doesn't look like this actually goes anywhere. I was hoping for an escape passage. Okay, I got somewhere. Let's save again. This is nuts. You have enemies that insta-kill you, as always. But these you can't even do anything about except hope they're not in your way. And honestly, that's the worst kind of enemy. The kind that you can't defend yourself against it anyway. I'm not sure where I want to go next, but it feels like not here. Unless I can lure that guy all the way out. Which, maybe? There, got the slug. Now, that would have worked if I hadn't accidentally hit Pogo along with jump. Now that I know the slug's here, I'll just shoot it in advance. That's slugs and firemen together at last. Not friendly. I want to get over there. Maybe I can just drop down from here. Okay, so this is one of the places I need to go. But now I need to figure out where to go after getting that. Also, it helps if I look before going. Yeah, the one-hit deaths would be a lot more forgivable if there was a quick restart. And checkpoints. Alright, we'll save here before getting the blue gem. Okay, that worked. And here's the Elder. Yeah. Have I mentioned I don't like unkillable enemies because I really don't like unkillable enemies. Especially when there's really nothing you can do except hope they're not in your way. Alright, let's save before the well. Set a set for next time, but while we're here, E2 enter, to enable debug, F10G for God mode, F10J for jump cheat. Let's explore. Yeah, so down there was where the blue key was. You could go through that tunnel if it weren't clogged up with a fire guy. And I think that is just... you can just go through there on easy. Yeah, over here, some more candy. More fire guys. And yeah, the council member's not even in a separate cave through a fancy door or anything. He's just behind a locked door in a place with way too much fire. Ah, right. If you have the God mode on and you fall on a death hazard, you just kind of float along the top of it like this. Because it's not land you can stand on, so you're not standing on it, but it's also solid, so you're not falling through it. It's kind of odd. But yeah, that seems to be the whole... Oh, let's see if there are any more hidden passages. It's the F10Y to turn this mess on. Yeah, just that little tunnel to the ice cream and shots. So I was looking for another way out. That is not another way out. And I don't think there's really anything else to the... Wait. There's 1,000 points hidden up there. But yeah, otherwise I don't think there's anything else to the level. There's nothing behind the council member. You can even get the fire monster going in and invading his personal space. I know these have a name. I think it was like Berkelite or something. Not in configure. Is there an F1 menu? Yes, there is. Is this where you have monster info? Yeah, there's the point items, the bonus items. Arachnut, that's what that's called. Berkeloid, that's it. Yeah, Arachnuts you can stun briefly. Berkeloids you can do nothing about. Bounders you can stun, but they're generally helpful, although they can push you around. The Dopefish, we'll be seeing them next time. We'll be seeing a lot of them next time. The licks are just a pain. They'll at least not kill you on contact, but the fire breath, yeah. Mushrooms you can't do anything about because they're too dumb to stun. Poison slugs, Princess Lindsay's, schoolfish, cypus, sprite, worm mouth. And there's some other things that aren't even in here. Come to think of it, might as well check if there was anything else in the Isle of Tar. Yeah, God mode and jump sheet are still on. Yeah, this just goes down here. Ah, right. Because the tar's not solid, so you can still fall through it off the bottom of the screen. And if you go off the bottom of the screen, it kills you even in God mode. Although, is God mode not on now? I guess not. But yeah, I think falling off the screen will kill you even with God mode. That's just solid walls all around. Yeah, the tar is not solid. And there's nothing else up here. There's really no sky to speak of. Yeah, this takes you down here. You can't get high enough even with a pogo to get the gem early this way. So it's... yeah, that's really not helpful at all. What did I just do? Apparently I just accidentally went off the side of the level. Alright, what was no clipping? I think it was F10N. Yeah, and if you're in no clipping, you can, and you go into a platform, you can grab onto it, climb on. And that will put clipping back on. But yeah, it doesn't look like there's really anything else to this level than what I already saw. Oh, except that one spot that I kept avoiding because... I mean, is it really worth the trouble? But up here, you could get here from the beginning by bouncing across that. Yeah, if you get across those, you can get one ice cream. And that's it. You might even be able to pogo across that gap. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, the jump sheet doesn't activate when you're in pogo mode, so... yeah, you can't go far enough. And there was that one other spot to the left that I never fell down, but I'm pretty sure I know where it went. Yeah, what's up with the ceiling here? Wait a minute. There's something there. Yeah, I don't know why you can go through the ceiling there. There doesn't seem to be any purpose to it. But here, if you go down here, you can get the candy. You land on that. And that's one way to get into the... yeah, that's how you get into the ice cream room. There's a hidden passage there, so that's kind of nice, I guess. Gives you a nice quick way out. Yeah, but what's in here? So I did not notice this. You got Sky Pests, you got these platforms. Bounce up those. Okay, there's another good old hidden room here with some points and a 1-up. And I guess if you manage to bounce up here, you'd probably find that because you're trying to bounce up these things and your head goes through the ceiling. Okay, so there's a bit of extra secret here, but... yeah. all in all, not much to it. And again, yeah, God mode is definitely on. Falling off the stage kills you. Okay, so next time we'll head to the Wall of Wishes, land of the Dopefish, and probably get eaten an awful lot. And after that, I think I'll just go into easy mode for a bit and show how some of these levels are much less dense with danger. Like, I think even the Forbidden Pyramid is... it's not a gimme, but it's a lot less trouble. But we'll see that then. Until next week, this has been Aerophone playing Commander Keen. Goodbye, Galaxy. Secret of the Oracle, Episode 4. You can see the whole playthrough to this point in the archives and live streams, and all sorts of other stuff. And currently on Mondays and Thursdays, I'm posting episodes from a game I'm playing through, which is a Japanese indie RPG called Lady Night Saga. But until then, enjoy your weekend. We will exit to the Shadowlands, which looks like a mess because of the cheat I used. It doesn't even work properly on the overworld. Or does it? It may just be that there's no clipping there because you can't get to them anyway. Okay, yeah, that's out where you can't reach anyway because only the parts you can actually enter have... only the parts you can actually enter have barriers around them. Everything beyond that is technically not solid. So yeah, I guess this does work on the map. Also, this level looking weird even with that on. And it just disappeared entirely. Huh. Yeah, the entrance isn't open until it becomes visible enough. And then it kicks you out. Never noticed that. See, cheats are good for something.